Little background, in case you don't know what's going on. Longtime Northwestern head coach, 17 years, Pat Fitzgerald, just got fired. He was initially suspended for hazing allegations. Once their, investigation was complete, their internal investigation at Northwestern. But once it came out, the public was like, I don't know, some of this smells just bad. Some of this is awful. Then more people came forward. Then Pat Fitzgerald just got fired the other day. Now, what we have heard from anonymous players, especially black players, is that there was something called the Wildcat Way and good old American fun. And what that meant was, yeah, the black kids that played, if you had dreadlocks, fro, longer hair, look, you're gonna need to keep that high and tight, buddy. All right. Don't be walking a certain way, okay? We got to do the things the Wildcat way, meaning you can't be yourself. Meaning that's a microaggression, meaning you need to be like the rest of everybody else. You need to mold. This is a team. And who sets the team vision? The coach. But yet, what they're saying, the anonymous black players are saying, the other players on our team that were white that had longer hairstyles, they weren't asked to cut their hair. You see, that's what I'm saying. It seems to be a little bit of not equity going around here. And a lot of the people in these racial hazing allegations, they ended up saying, yeah, it was just me in that. So that's what ended up happening from what the anonymous football players are saying. I want to touch on something that I know from my college football experience, from all my high school teammates that went to different colleges, that went to bigger programs. This type of stuff does not happen over a 1 year, 2 year span with the new coach. This type of stuff happens when a coach has been there for a longer tenure, 10 years, 15 years, when they start feeling themselves, when they got gravitas and they feel like they can't get fired. Look at Huggins up there in West Virginia. Been there forever, and all of a sudden he starts to act crazy. Why? Because he's been enabled himself to think, oh, I'm just a regular teacher. I'm a professor with tenure. I can just do these things. But let me back up and say why I'm saying this. All these hazing allegations, I guarantee you, did not happen in the first or second year of Pat Fitzgerald being there. Once you get into your coaching career, especially at one point in their stability, you're going to delegate a whole lot more, but you still want the identity of the team. And you feel that your identity is such a privilege. It's a privilege to be a Wildcat. That's why you got to have the Wildcat way. And we got to make sure the younger people need to understand, younger players need to understand what the Wildcat way is. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little extra, not just training camp. We're going to do hazing. We're going to do some hazing at Camp Kenosha. We're going to do some hazing while we're back on campus. And how and why do you do that? You delegate. And Northwestern is not a football factory, meaning they're not like Georgia. They don't have a lot of class turnover where the sophomores or the juniors going to go to the NFL. You're going to have a lot of 4th year, 5-year seniors, okay? That means they've been there a long time. You're going to talk to them and say, look, this is what we're going to do. We need to make sure people know the Wildcat way. This was not all player based, is what my overall point to you is coach sat down more than likely with some other coaches like, hey, this is what we're going to do this year. This is how we're going to try to bring the team together. No, you got high on you being there for too long. You got high on the fact that you got a lot of money in your bank account. You got high on the fact that you're a smaller program, you could get away with whatever you want. No, this story has been told before, and no, you can hire whatever lawyer you want to go after the university and try to get reinstated. You won't. This is all a money thing, and you got fired for a cause, and that's just the bottom line. What disturbs me is the allegations of a racial culture, because I've seen it. A lot of the players are saying, yeah, on defense, almost all the defense was black. But if you're an offensive black player, that was tough because most of their offense doesn't look like the defense. And that ain't by happenstance all the time. I played in a college system where I was a defensive player. And yeah, all of the defense was basically black. But when you go to the offense, we had skill positions, receivers, running backs, but everybody else, what didn't look like the defense. And that happens at times. There's skilled players all over this country. There are great linemen all over this country. But when you have an imprint on a team and you know what you want it to look like, there's no way your offense should be that solid. And there's no way your defense should be that solid. It should be a definite mix. But they know who they want to recruit. So that's what happened at Northwestern. They're alleging that they enabled a racist culture, and I can definitely see it. We'll see what happens next. Heritage Sports.